Welcome, Carl, to Lancashire Business Week. And what I want to talk to you about really today is just to see if I can get some links between the sporting world and the world of business. And I don't really want to force those links. Let's just see if they emerge. So let's start here. 7 World Championships, including 4 World Superbikes Championships, a TT record that stood for 7 years. I wonder how much of your success was down to a winning mentality, Carl?
Oh, a lot of it, for sure. Yeah, I was very, very driven, very determined. God, I guess arrogant in some ways. My self-belief that I was going to be, a world champion, a winner at bikes was there from a very, very early age. And I'm not right sure where that came from. Really, maybe it was because it was what I wanted to do. I think if you really want to do something badly, you'll want to do it better than anybody else. I think I'm being brought up around motorcycles because my father used to race. That was the one thing I really, really wanted to do. Do nothing else in life that really, really interests me, to be honest. But also having the right team around you, I guess in some ways it's the same in business, really. No matter how good I am, if I haven't got the right tools underneath me, i.e. the bike or the team to help me set up that bike, then I'm probably not going to win anything, to be honest, as good as I am. And, that happened quite a lot of years I was racing, really. Once I got the right bike, the right team, and I believe no one was going to beat me. But, you've got to work hard at getting it right. I think the hardest thing for me, I guess, in racing, really, was if I didn't do my hard work or my homework, on a Friday and Saturday, and Sunday, race day, wouldn't go very well. Sunday would go easy if I'd done all my hard work on a Friday and Saturday, basically.
So we talked a little bit about your ambitions, and today's event. This is the 5th of a week-long series of events, Carl. And today's theme is celebration and aspiration. We've talked about your aspirations. We've talked about your ambitions. How did you like to celebrate, Carl?
I didn't even particularly enjoy racing bikes. I just love winning. Just crossing that line, feeling that feeling was just, and listening to the national anthem on the podium, and especially when you look at the fans, and I had a massive following of fans, especially in Britain, when you like 100,000, which has never been seen to this day, and probably will never be seen again. That I get goosebumps now even thinking about it. That was what it was all about for me. Not the money, just that moment when you cross that line, you've won. It was just no better feeling in the world. It was just an amazing feeling, and I never got sick of it. I just wanted it more and more and more, really.
When business is pushed too hard, we're not going to fall off a bike at 190 miles an hour. That's one of the differences. But I suppose when businesses do push too hard and things don't quite work out, you go back to basics and reassess what it is you are. Is that what you had to take into your biking world? Just reassessing, starting again, replanning?
Yeah, I mean, the year after I was struggling again for motivation, really. I don't know what it was. Maybe I had a knee injury and I've had a bit of trouble with the back, and I was complaining about the bike or complaining about the work, as it might be in your guys' case. And then it needed some harsh words from the people around me. I said, look, come on, get yourself together. You're still the best out there. It's not the bike. It's you. You need to focus on what you're doing. Stop blaming everything else around you. If you still want this, get out there and do it. If you don't want it, stop at home and stop wasting our time. And then harsh words from him. I kick up the backside. I thought, I'll show you. And I turned it all around in the last part of 1998 and won the world championship again. So, like in business, you do need, when things aren't going so well, I guess, you do need people around you to talk to, or to give you that, kick up the backside to sort yourself out and get your act together, in a lot of respects.
We saw a really interesting version of competitive Carl in the jungle, Your Highness. But I genuinely cannot imagine a bloke who used to go to work at 190 miles an hour being fazed by eating an ostrich's bum or a camel's willy. Seriously, what was it like in there?
Yeah, no, I still have that competitive edge when I was doing something. I mean, I went in there not expecting to win it, but by a long way, I thought I'd be the first one out, to be honest. They're not like me. I'll not like the people in there. They'll get on my nerves. I'll say something, blah, blah, blah. But I think I shot myself in there when I did it, really. But doing the challenges, yeah, 100% competitive still, because I want to win as many stars as I can, which, you know, more or less did every time. So as I could bring it back to the camp. So again, it was like winning a race for the fans at Brands Hatch, 120,000 people. I wanted to win for them, not just me. So it was like I wanted to win, be competitive, and whatever challenge is thrown at me there, just to get some food, because you're bloody starving there. Trust me, I'm absolutely starving. So as we could all have a bit of food, and then they'd be happy, you know. But I wasn't competitive in there in camp. I think everybody saw a different side to me than the person who thought they were going to see in there. There's this arrogant, self-obsessed winner who's a bit of a loner. But no, I think, you know, I'm not really. Away from that, I'm almost a bit of a shy person in some ways. And, you know, I was a much more of a team player that I thought I was. And tried to keep everything going in the camp, and I always kept the fire going and boiling the water and collecting logs and stuff. And it's what I need to do to focus on my mind on something, you know. I need to be doing something, whether it's racing bikes or winning or collecting logs to keep a fire going. It's just that fear of being bored. I don't like being bored. I always want to be doing something, you know.
You were hugely entertaining, and then I think I'm right in saying that you won the vote pretty much every day for the 3 weeks we were in there. People really liked what they saw. Did that come as a surprise?
Yeah, it did. It really did. I just went in at the end and said, look, I'm going in there. This is me. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm not bothered at all. This is me. I'll be myself. And yeah, I was just myself. I'm at the end of the day, I just, like I've always said, I'm just an ordinary guy from the north of England, from Blackburn, who, you know, just likes to have a laugh at himself, you know, just go out and simple things in life, go out for a curry with the lads and a few beers, you know what I mean, watch a couple of films and go out playing on the motorbikes and stuff. And that's it. Even though I know I'm a famous person, celebrity, that kind of thing, but as long as I don't believe that, I'll always be okay. And I think that's what came across. I think that's what usually comes across to people who do win that show, that they don't think they're anything bigger or better than anybody else, and you shouldn't do. And maybe I did in the late 90s, early noughties. I probably did. It probably did go to my head, the success a little bit, you know. But no, it's everything went really well, to be honest. Yeah.
You could choose to live anywhere in the world, and many people who race for a living do choose to live all around the world. But throughout your racing career and since, Lancashire has been home. What do you love about living, working and playing here in Lancashire, Carl?
It's just home, innit? And that's all I can say, really. My family and friends are here. You know what? I don't know. It doesn't. The weather thing don't bother me. If it did, if it does, I go on holiday a couple more times a year or whatever. But I don't know. I think when I became successful, I already had the two girls, and I didn't want to like disturb their upbringing and school and that kind of thing by going, I don't know, like Monaco or the Isle of Man or something like that. But I just bit the bullet and stayed here, and I'm still here now. They won't let me leave now. A road named after me, so I can't leave, can I?
You can't. No, you can't leave. It's a very pretty road as well, Carl.
Nice road. It's the best road in Blackburn, obviously.
Best road in Blackburn. If you've not driven around Carl Fogarty Way, drive around Carl Fogarty Way. If you've not driven around Blackburn, if you do it for long enough, you see Carl Fogarty driving around in a transit van. And that's why we like Carl Fogarty. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an enormous pleasure having Carl join us for Lancashire Business Week. Carl Fogarty, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Cheers. Pleasure.